This is Jay Mike.
This is Jolter.
With the swag. This is Unisport Uncut, episode 57.
57.
57. Jolter today.
57.
57. Today we're going to talk about if weight matters. And it could be a very short episode. We could just say no. But I think we should discuss it a little bit more because I think it's a bit, of a gray area. It's a bit of a gray topic because, I think that to some extent it does matter. And with those words,
dropping bombs right away.
Obviously,
this is an uncut where we talk stuff for 10 minutes-ish.
Well, we kind of try to round it off when the 10 minutes are
And man's not hot.
Obviously not.
Although I'm feeling very dirty in this jacket. I don't know where this has been. I just saw it laying around in the studio. Anyways, guys.
You don't want to know. So basically, Jolter, does weight matter? To you?
No.
At all?
To me, it doesn't honestly matter.
Not one bit.
Not the weight, Only thing I care about is like the chunkiness of the boot.
Okay.
However, many times that does come with the weight.
Yes.
But the weight in general, to me, it's not really a factor when I'm choosing my boots.
So you wouldn't mind basically swapping your beloved Obra low cuts for, and I'm just gonna get something that is like this one. And I know what you're gonna say, yeah, it is a bit bulky, but it's also flipping heavy.
I know where you're going. And if it was up to me, I would wear the Obra even though it was 100 grams more heavy, for example.
Okay. Then it would be kind of heavy because the funny thing is that the Obra is actually very, very, very light.
Yes.
It's 191 grams and it's a flipping control boot.
And I do notice that many of my favorite boots are pretty lightweight.
Relatively lightweight.
But I don't, that's not the thing I consider. When I pick up a pair from the shelves like this, I don't go, this is lighter, I'm gonna put this on first.
No.
And
that's where I think the big deal, it's happening. Man was hot, apparently too hot.
I feel very uncomfortable in this jacket. For many reasons.
Well, you look like a straight up I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
But back in the day, which is the reason I brought this, when lightweight speed boots were kinda, really saw the light of day first. Obviously, it was introduced with the Mercurial R9, but this is when it really started hitting home. 200 and I think 2 grams? No, 196 even. 196 grams. Back then, that was crazy light,
yeah.
And people. Seriously, it was a game changer wearing so light boots. But nowadays,
I even bought the Vapors because of that. Hence,
that must have been like a tragedy.
I'm not even kidding. I wore them once.
How is that even? Anyway, back in the days, those sub 200 grams, that was kind of the front runners of lightweight. But nowadays, more or less everything with respect for itself is around just slightly above 200 grams. I think one of the only boots right now that is significantly over 200 grams is the Predator, 225 something. And for that boot, it doesn't really matter anyway. I mean,
it's still relatively lightweight to me, the technology has come so far that, all the boots are pretty lightweight. If you look back 10, 15 years when we had the Powersworths and this kind of stuff, I'm guessing, I don't have any stats, but I'm guessing they were between 300-400 grams. I don't know. I'm not 100%
Let's just
sure.
say the old Predators were 350 grams something.
Yeah.
Copa Mundials are 340 something. Yeah. They're very heavy boots, and this is where I feel it's a factor, because I like to feel light on my toes, and this is where speed boots for me. Lightweight speed boots, that they make a difference. Because if, with the shedding of weight and cutting down on the materials, you also get a really minimalistic boot where the materials aren't as thick and there isn't as much bulk around your foot. So I think that going low on weight kind of brings, this benefit that you do feel very light on your toes and you're usually very low on the ground because the sole plate has been cut down to an absolute minimum. So it's I think it matters to me. I would say that with the Vapor 11 going down to 165 something grams, that's a lot of weight you save compared to a boot that weighs, just say, Puma Future, very light boot, 205 grams. But compared to the Vapor 11, which was 165 something, I mean, that was a big difference to me.
And listen, I understand why people are, you know, aware of the weights and why some people only play with super lightweight boots. I get it because I can feel the sensation when I step into the Vapor, for example.
And that's not even as light anymore.
No.
It's 188 grams.
Exactly, but I can feel the difference compared to some other boots, and I get it, and I get the sensation, and you know, you feel light on your toes and so on. But again, to me, it's not really a factor. Like to me, what I really care about is the sole plate and the overall fit. You know?
Yes. And now you mentioned Soleplate. Let me just take this out, because basically the paper inside of this boot almost weighs as much as the boot itself, and I'm not even kidding. evoSPEED SL, which is the lightest mass-produced boot ever, 102 grams in a size 42.5. So in my baby size, it's below 100.
Yeah.
Paper thin outsole. It's basically like, I think the insole is thicker than the outsole, and the upper is basically just you can see through it.
Yeah.
And to me, this got too light, because for me there was like a limit, and I think we hit it back in the days with the Adi Zero Primes and the F50 Crazy Lights.
Yeah.
That were around those 140, 135 grams. That's an absolute minimum for me. What do you feel about that? You also wore the Crazy Lights.
I like the boots, you know, and you know, I have nothing against playing with lightweight boots. But again, it's not really a factor to me, like in deciding whether I like, if I have two pairs of boots that I like, you know, the same.
Yes.
The weight is not gonna, you know, bounce it off to either side.
Okay.
That's just how it is.
Well,
like, you know, for me, it's more like the Soleplate. Like, for example, you know, I don't really, you know, I'm not so good with blades compared to rounded studs. I love the new Superfly.
Yes.
For example, the fit is sensational, and I love playing with those boots. But like, if I had to play a game, I would go with, you know, conical studs. And it's funny because it has changed over the years. Because during my active days, long time ago,
The Preds, man.
All
blades.
Massive blades. Like, and they were not just like any, like some, you know, little blades.
Could honestly not just kill a man, but kill like an elephant. Yes.
but a lot has changed, you know? And I guess now I keep saying that weight doesn't really, you know, matter to me. But then again, like maybe it's because the standard is so, should I say, low nowadays. Like the weights are so low.
Yes.
And that I'm so used to it.
That's what I mean, because back in the day, people were freaking out over 196 grams. I mean, myself included, I was like, this is the second coming of Christ, because it was so unseen. But nowadays, you know, even as I mentioned, the Opera Low Cut, 191 grams. I mean, the Vapor, when I first saw the weight, I was a bit disappointed because it went up to 188 grams.
Yeah, but I guess there was also a point some years ago where people figured out that it's not all about the weight.
No.
Like, let's make lightweight boots because people love them, but it's not all about that. Like, you're not going to become faster because you're wearing lighter boots, although you might feel in your head that you feel on your toes and ready to go.
And this is where the benefit is for me, because yes, you might go out and say in the lab that weighing less makes you faster by 0.00000 milliseconds. It doesn't matter on the pitch, because obviously it matters who's wearing them, how strong leg muscles you have, how the plate kind of flexes, and how responsive it is, all that jazz. But in the end, for me, I feel a significant shift from wearing, say, heavier boots like the OG Predators to modern lightweight boots.
Like, even this is a pretty lightweight boot.
It's
like,
205 grams, I think.
But it is light. Like, to me, this is light.
I
know that maybe in the industry standard nowadays, maybe it is a little slightly on the...
Oh, come on. This is a light boot.
This is a damn light boot.
I know.
And, you know, this is almost, you know, as bad as it gets.
But the crazy thing is that you can get boots that are, you know, extremely comfortable. Magneticos, by the way, insanely, extremely underrated boot. Look at this. It's 200 flipping grams. Come on, man. You've got this. Morelli Neo 2s. Guess the weight. It's a leather boot. Premium kangaroo leather.
I'm gonna say 207.
Oh, come on. Hold it. 185 grams for a premium leather boot.
This is to me also like, you know, one of those things like, you know, is it 185 or is it 200? Like,
It doesn't matter.
Are those 15 grams gonna like? To me, it's more also about the Soleplate, seriously, because
Yes.
you can slap on like a conical studs to the, let's say, this one. It's not gonna feel as fast as it would with the blades.
Well, this was a crappy plate because it wasn't very responsive. Yes, yes. But this is where the Superfly is good. That because it might have gained a little bit of weight, but it still has a very
the moment you put it on, you feel like, okay, I'm gonna need to run around a lot.
And that's what matters to me, you know. So in the end, yes, weight matters in the sense that. Okay, brilliant. Weight matters. Of course it matters, but we're just at a point where everything is so light, so it doesn't matter as much anymore because we're getting lightweight no matter what. What matters is the sensation that it gives you. So as long as you feel light on your toes, I think that's all that matters.
Yeah, and seriously, like if you really think about it, and what I have, understood throughout this conversation is that, the standard is around 200 grams no matter what.
Yes.
And below.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is nowadays. At least to me it seems like. Maybe there is like some exceptions here and there.
I think
but like
that's right.
I think the brands have also found like that sweet spot around, let's say, 170, 80 grams ish area. Because even though everybody can make a boot,
of course,
that weighs 80 grams.
And breaks after 10 matches.
Exactly, so that's the problem. So they still need to, give people something that they can use for 1 year potentially.
A final question, really quickly. Do you think the pros even care about lighter boots like this? Or do you think they just want comfortable,
I think it's just
boots?
I think it's like you and me. Some people appreciate different things.
Yes.
Some players don't give a damn about their boots. I'm pretty sure, if you think about like I'm gonna throw a name out there. I'm gonna say Wayne Rooney, and I'm gonna say that this guy, he doesn't care what he wears. I'm dead serious. Like he will just wear whatever and play football.
Yes. Absolutely.
Then again, guys like Hazard or maybe they like to feel.
He doesn't give two damns about his boots either. But there will be people.
But you know
what
I mean? Like some
people
will definitely love. They will say, "I want the blades because of whatever reason."
Yeah, makes sense. But Jolter, we can conclude that yes, weight matters to a certain extent, but no, then again, it doesn't really make a difference if you get 10 or 15 grams more. As long as you feel light on your toes, you feel comfortable, and you like the Soleplate, well then all is well in Unisport land. Brilliant. But guys, what do you think about the whole weight debate? Does it matter to you? And how much? You should let us know in the comment section right down below. We've got more uncuts right down here, wicked videos. You can go and get all the latest football boots over by Jolter's head. And then, of course, you should go and subscribe with the notifications on to see even more wicked videos on more or less a daily basis. It's going on right up here, guys. With that said, we're going to sign off.